Hi, so today I'm bringing you a clip from the tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia. Hats off, I'm not actually. I'm in a town garden in the centre of Manchester, believe it or not. This was quite a small garden. It had a patch of lawn and a trampoline. Let's go on a little journey and see what we've got now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out some of the plants that you can use to create this type of effect in your garden. I won't go through all the plants because the planting palette is quite extensive, but I will point out the key plants. So for example, right here in front of us, we have this beautiful Acer. Gives us that tropical feel. Needless to say, it is really important. None of these plants would be found in a natural environment in a tropical rainforest. So what we're doing is we're creating an artifice. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, because it's just creating gardens that are a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more exciting. Over here we have tree ferns, and of course these actually come from Tasmania. Over to my right we have another Acer. Let's go on a little trip down into the garden and let's have a look at a few more of the plants that we have. Now I have to actually push and squeeze to get through the plants. This garden has been in for 2 years, maybe 3 years max. So you can see it's actually filled out really, really quickly. We've got some nice bamboo here. Now, word of warning on bamboo. There are lots of different varieties of bamboo. This is a particular variety that I use because it's clump forming. It's a Fargesia. If you ever see a bamboo in your hardware store, your garden centers that says Philostakis, avoid it, leave it alone. It is actually quite invasive and can cause serious damage to your home, or it could cause serious damage to your paving. So choose your bamboo carefully. I've never seen this in the garden centers, funnily enough. I bring these in from Europe, but great. We get a variety of different stems on these. We've got the green, we've got black, and we've got red. Let's go a little bit further. Obviously we've got lots of ferns giving us this kind of understory. Then we have the euphorbia, honey spurge. Again, it's in flower. It's actually got the little seed head starting to form. It's really dynamic. Coming over, we go across the first platform. So this garden actually comprises of 3 platforms. They're interconnected. We have the top platform coming off the house, bringing us down the steps that we've just come past into this central platform, which the highlight of which is this bespoke water feature. Again, the influences are very much coming from the tropics, coming from Southeast Asia. We have our bamboo poles and our spillways, and it just helps to create that aesthetic in the garden. Going a little bit further, obviously with a garden like this, it's not going to look perfect. Don't worry about it. You're going to get some insect damage. You're going to get some bugs, this, that, whatever. It's all part of the aesthetic. Here we have a Magnolia grandiflora, and it's got some vines growing through it. It also has some passion flower growing through it, which actually fruited last year, believe it or not. Arabotria is loquat. Then walking down further, we've got some more honey spurge, we've got some troisia, more tree ferns. So this area down here is actually a shade area. The atmosphere in this garden, depending on which platform you're on, will actually change. So the mood of the garden changes. So this is actually a very, very serene space that we've created here. We've got a focal point over here, which actually, I believe it's supposed to be an artichoke. It doesn't really look like an artichoke, but I think it's very much in keeping with the aesthetic of what we're actually creating. Now for the real wow factor. These guys, we've got banana. The bananas are virtually what? They're going to be reaching at least 7 feet tall. They haven't even started to grow properly so far this year. They're going to get absolutely enormous. Will we get bananas? We're not really sure. You never know. Going through, we have some Schefflera taiwaniana. Again, these came from plant hunters. I have to actually push this so that you guys can see and hear what I'm saying. This is the type of jungle that we have. So we go through, we have Mahonia, soft caress. Again, I mentioned this in a clip the other day. I'm really not a great fan of Mahonia, but soft caress I think is a wonderful plant. Very much more like a kind of a ferny type texture. Going through the canopy of the Schefflera and the tree ferns, we come to another Schefflera. And then, just for a little bit of evergreen contrast, we have camellia. Gives us a nice touch of flower. Coming further down the pathway, the ginger lilies are starting to show. Now these are starting to come up. Now believe it or not, at the moment they're only these small little spikes. By the time the season progresses, they're going to be up here, and they have these wonderful scented orange flowers. So there you go. There's a little kind of background and some tips on having a tropical garden in a city centre garden. Doesn't have to be a big space. This is what you can have. Until next time, bye bye.